I returned home 2 days early and found my wife with another man in our bed. What I did after that, I still can't explain to myself. Hi guys, this is my first post here, but I need to talk it out. I feel like I'm going to explode if I don't tell someone about this. I am 39 years old. My wife and I have been together for 14 years, 10 of them married. We have 2 children. The son is 8 years old and the daughter is 5. It would seem that a typical middle-class family. We lived in the suburbs. I have a job in the IT field. She worked remotely, then went on maternity leave, and now she's started freelancing again. We had our difficulties, of course. There were arguments, misunderstandings, less romance, more routine. But I always thought we were in the same boat, that we're together, until I decided to surprise her. Heartbreak Part 1. Surprise. My job sent me on a business trip to another city for 5 days. We agreed that I would return in 3 days to spend time with the children and relax at home. I decided not to tell her in advance in order to surprise her. I arrived in the evening. I picked up my suitcase and drove home. Everything seemed normal. The light was on in the living room, the TV was on, but there was no sound. The children were already asleep. I went in, put the keys on the table, and went into the bedroom. And I saw them. She was on top, he's under it. They had sex. On my bed, under our blanket. Only a few thoughts flashed through my mind. It can't be true. This is some kind of nightmare. It's not her. No, it's not them. But it was them. They noticed me. Caught. Shocked. She screamed, fell off him, and pulled the sheet over her. He tried to sit up, to say something. I didn't hear it. I felt sick. I went out into the hallway, sat down on the floor, and began to breathe quickly, as if I had run out of air. She came out a few minutes later, naked, trembling. She tried to talk. I didn't give it to her. He just said, "Pack his things and leave." She was crying. He was silent. 10 minutes later, he left. Without words, no charges, without trying to justify himself. Part 2. After the children didn't know anything, I lay down next to my son on the living room floor. I didn't sleep all night. He stared at the ceiling. I was trying to figure out how this is possible. How could someone with whom you share everything, from the first steps of children to family crises, end up in someone else's bed? The next day, she asked for a chance. I wanted to explain. I said I would listen to it only once. And if I hear even one excuse, everything will be over. She said, he was a neighbor. We met by chance. Then we started talking. He helped with the repairs. She felt that I had become colder after the birth of my daughter. That he stopped noticing her as a woman. That she began to feel invisible. He looked at me the way you used to, she said. I still remember those words. Part 3. Trying to start over. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to forgive her. I wanted to save my family. I loved her. I still love you. But the trust was destroyed. She's gone. For a month. Then she came back. We started going to a family therapist. I could see that she really wanted to fix the mistakes. That she was in pain. That she was suffering too. It's been almost 6 months. We live together. Sometimes it feels like we're warm again. Sometimes I remember that night, and my heart sinks. Part 4. Unanswered questions. Now I'm wondering, is it possible to fully restore trust? Can a person change after such a thing? Is it worth continuing if an alarm bell is constantly ringing inside you? Or is it better to live in pain than in constant fear of losing again? Sometimes I think I should just walk away. But the children, and love, and for many years, and the desire to try again. Red Heart Part 5. What I understood: if you're reading this and you recognize yourself, you should know, cheating is not always the end. Sometimes it's a signal. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's a choice. Pain doesn't mean you're broken. And love, sometimes it's worth fighting for. A question for you. What would you do in my place? Would you forgive? Are you still there? Or would they leave immediately and forever? Continued. After I caught her with someone else. Thank you all for your support and comments on the first post. Your reaction helped me understand that I am not alone. And this is important. I want to continue, not for the sake of pity, but to show what life looks like after cheating, not from the outside, but from the inside. How does a man live who wakes up every day next to someone who betrayed him, but still loves him? Part 1. Talking to children one evening changed everything. I knew that sooner or later the kids would ask, "Why did mom leave?" My wife and I agreed to speak honestly, but gently. My son is 8 years old. He has already asked questions. My daughter is 5. She was just bored. We gathered for dinner. I said, "Mom left for a while because she needed to sort herself out. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It just happened. We try to be there for you because we love you more than anything in the world." The son cried a little. He hugged her. Then me. He said, "I thought you'd left us forever." It hurt more than any answer. Part 2. Therapy. 2 weeks after her return, we started seeing a family therapist. She insisted. I agreed, even though there was complete chaos inside. The first session was hell. We were forced to talk about our feelings, what we had lost, and what we wanted. I was crying. For the first time in many years. She said, "I don't want to lose you. I don't want my children to see their parents falling apart. But I don't want to pretend that nothing happened. It is necessary to heal, not to cover up." The psychologist said, "Cheating is not just an act of physical intimacy. It's an emotional rift between two people. To patch it up, you don't just need to apologize. We need to learn how to be around again." Part 3. Trying to be together. It's been almost 8 months since then. We are not perfect. Sometimes I still feel pain, especially when she gets a message from someone, or lingers, or just stares at her phone for a long time. But we are taking steps. We started walking together again. We have a tradition of being just the two of us every Friday night. We are learning to speak. Don't make excuses. Don't blame. Just sharing feelings. I began to see her differently. Not like the wife you betrayed, but as a person who made a mistake and wants to improve. Part 4. The pain has not gone away, but you know what the strangest thing is? I can't say that I've completely forgiven her. Sometimes I still get angry. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing control. Sometimes I think, and if she leaves again? But I'm staying. Because love doesn't always forgive. But sometimes it gives you a second chance. Part 5. What I would recommend to others if you're currently going through infidelity and trying to figure out if it's worth continuing the relationship. Don't make a decision in a state of pain. Wait. Allow yourself time. Talk to me. Seriously. For real. No shouting. Without tears. Just honestly. See a psychologist. It's not for the weak. This is for those who want to become stronger. Children feel everything. Don't hide the truth from them. Speak in a way they can understand. Love is not a feeling. It's a choice. Every day. Part 6. How I feel now. Sometimes I feel like we're becoming a couple again. Sometimes it's like we're neighbors who are just good at pretending. But I keep believing. In us. Into her. Into myself. Conclusion: if you're here because you recognized yourself in these lines, you should know. You have the right to be sick. You have the right to choose. You have the right to be wrong. You have the right to try again. And even if you decide to leave, you'll be right too. Because the only thing that can't be done after cheating is to continue living as if nothing had happened.